How do you tell a story about perfectionism? For example, you can show two rivals who reflect each other like distorted mirrors.
Who is that? Hey.
Place them in a tough, competitive world and make a pure, naive protagonist encounter a darker force. Someone seductive, confident, maybe even dangerous.
How about I dance the Black Swan for you?
And you'll get a story where the protagonist will have to defeat that almost demonic figure that is trying to steal her identity and replace her. Take her talent, her man, her life. The only way to do it is to become absolutely perfect. But the thing is, almost everything that I just said is a lie. It is the story that the director Daren Aranofsky wants you to think you're watching. It's the story Nina believes she's trapped in, but it couldn't be further from the truth. And the best part is that Aronofsky never lies to us or hides anything. If you want to know exactly what will happen to Nina, he leaves all the clues right at the beginning. Because on paper it's just a movie about a ballerina preparing for a role, but Aronofsky layers on a story about how the pursuit of perfection can slowly consume someone from the inside out. You see, Black Swan is a cinematic equivalent of a magic trick. A magician doesn't create real miracles, he creates misdirection. He invites you to look at one hand, while the real move happens in the other. That's exactly what Aronofsky does here. He doesn't just fool Nina, he fools us. Through mirrors, doubles, lighting, and all the little sensory details, such as rash, blisters, feathers, even transforming limbs. He pulls us inside Nina's distortion until her fears become our reality. Now the lies feel real, the real things feel suspicious, until we don't even know when and how we started trusting facts less than illusions. The story begins with the announcement that Tamale Roy, the artistic director of the company where Nina works, is looking for a new Swan Queen. Whoever he chooses will have to embody both sides of the role, the white swan, a symbol of purity, and the black swan, a symbol of seduction. On the same day, a new dancer named Lily joins the company, and even before we properly see her face, we already understand that she is one of Nina's many doubles. The theme of doubles is crucial in Black Swan because Nina doesn't just have one foil, she has several. Her mother, Erica, a former ballerina who never achieved success, represents what will happen to Nina if she doesn't work hard enough.
I just mean as far as my career was concerned. Career.
Beth, on the other hand, is the opposite extreme, a prima ballerina who achieved perfection but paid a devastating price for it. And then there is Lily, the most obvious double of all. She's free, sensual, opinionated, and unafraid to stand up for herself. She doesn't need to be perfect to enjoy dancing. Lily is the embodiment of the Black Swan. From the very first moment Nina sees her, she can't stop thinking about her. Nina sees Lily as both a rival and a threat. Her obsession with perfection turns into an obsession with beating Lily. This is why those two goals become visually linked in one object: the mirror. Mirrors are ubiquitous in the world of ballet, so they naturally become a part of the film's visual language. They appear in the practice rooms, the office, the kitchen, the bedroom. There are so many of them that sometimes we can't even immediately tell whether we're looking at the real object or a reflection. Aronofsky takes this even further by adding reflective surfaces: subway doors, walls, floors, glass. Erica's painting of Nina's face. These mirrors constantly remind us of the pressure Nina feels to be perfect, and after the casting announcement, that pressure intensifies until she starts seeing Lily in them. Even their first encounter happens through the windows of a moving subway car, which creates an illusion of a portal into another world, the world where Nina isn't trapped by her mother and can effortlessly be the Black Swan. But the most interesting twist is this: Lily is not the enemy. Out of everyone in the film, she is the only one who means Nina no harm. She stands up for her when she sees Leroy upsetting her, calling him a prick just to make him less intimidating. Even when Lily did nothing wrong, she still apologizes because she sees how fragile Nina is. She congratulates Nina after the Black Swan performance. She notices Nina bleeding before anyone else. And this is where the Kuleshov effect becomes essential. The Kuleshov effect is a film editing principle where the viewer gives meaning to a neutral shot based on the shot that follows it. We see an expressionless face, and depending on what image comes before or after, we interpret that face as sad, angry, hungry, terrified, jealous. Basically, context gives a meaning to each individual shot, or scene.
Now we have a close-up. Let me show what he sees. Let's assume he saw a woman holding a baby in her arms. Now we cut back to his reaction to what he sees. And he smiles. Now what is he as a character? He's a kindly man. He's sympathetic. Now, let's take the middle piece of film away, the woman with the child, but leave his two pieces of film as they were. Now we'll put in a piece of film of a girl in a bikini. He looks, girl in a bikini, he smiles. What is he now? The dirty old man. He's no longer the benign gentleman who loves babies. That's the difference. That's what film can do for you.
Aronofsky uses this to make us experience events the way Nina does. Take the morning after scene. Nina oversleeps, Leroy needs someone to step in, and Lily is simply assigned to cover for her. That's it. That's the entire factual situation. For Lily, it's just an awkward moment. She's not obsessed with getting the lead role. She was genuinely excited for Nina when she got it. But because of all the earlier scenes where Nina perceives Lily as a threat, the film encourages us, alongside Nina, to interpret this event as confirmation that Lily is trying to replace her. And this is exactly why Black Swan's use of sensory details is so important. In a story where everybody uses their bodies to express themselves, senses become one of the main tools for shaping our perception. Dancing, falling, fighting, kissing, making love, harassing, even biting, all of that pushes the viewer to experience the world the same way Nina experiences it. And that's where the elements of body horror come into play. These aren't just grotesque details. They're tactile hallucinations, physical sensations that trick us into inhabiting Nina's anxiety. The more her body transforms, the more we, too, stop trusting the physical world. All of that makes us slowly forget about the facts. We stop asking what actually happened and start reacting the way Nina reacts. We have been trained to see everything through Nina's warped perspective, so even normal interactions start looking sinister. We're not watching Nina lose her grip on reality. We're losing it with her. If mirrors and Black Swan lie, colors always tell the truth. Colors are the one thing in the movie that don't distort reality, they reveal it. And if you pay attention from the beginning, you can tell exactly what's going to happen to Nina long before she can. The most obvious truth-telling colors are black and white. They mirror the plot of Swan Lake, but also Nina's worldview. Everything is either purity or corruption, success or failure. You're either the Swan Queen, or you're nothing. Nina genuinely believes this, that being good enough is the same as being a failure, that perfection is worth any price. She spends the first half of the film dressed in white, gradually slipping into darker and darker tones as she gets dragged into a world she never knew before. But the real key, the color that tells us the truth about Nina's future, is pink. Pink is childish, delicate, soft. Her room is pink, her clothes are pink. Her entire life is coated in this protective, suffocating pastel filter created by her mother. A woman who tries to freeze Nina in time so she never grows up, never rebels, never threatens the only dream Erica has left. But Nina isn't the only character surrounded by pink. Beth is too. Her dressing room is pink, her hospital room is pink. When we see her for the first time, she's wearing a pink blouse. And this is the detail that quietly reveals everything. Pink connects Nina and Beth more than black ever connects Nina and Lily. Pink tells us that Beth wasn't just a cautionary tale, she was Nina. Beth was once the perfect little princess, molded to be a prima. She had the same relationship with Leroy, the same pressure, the same obsession, and the same fate. Perfection that eventually collapses into madness.
I'm so sorry. I know how it feels now. She's trying to replace me.
Nina spends the entire time terrified of becoming Lily, convinced Lily is stealing her role, her identity, her sanity, but all the evidence in the real world points somewhere else entirely. The movie has been screaming Beth from the beginning, with colors, props, set design, even the broken ballerina in the music box. The physical world keeps telling Nina the truth, but she's so consumed with mirrors, hallucinations, and imagined rivals that she never sees what's right in front of her. And neither do we. At least, not until it's too late. And maybe it's just me, but I've never been a fan of stories about madness. Too often they use insanity as a shortcut, a shock twist, an excuse for sloppy writing, a way to hand-wave every plot hole. But Black Swan isn't like that. It doesn't use madness to hide its story. It uses madness to reveal it. Because underneath all the hallucinations, doubles, cracks, feathers, and mirrors, this is still a story about something painfully real. The pressure to be perfect, the fear of being replaced, the terror of not being enough. And the tragedy is that Nina wasn't destroyed by Lily or by the mother or even by Leroy. She was destroyed by the very thing she worshipped. Black Swan tricks us so we can understand Nina. It lies so the truth can land harder. And in the end, it shows exactly how far someone will go when perfection becomes the only goal worth living for. And that is probably the darkest, most honest way to tell a story about perfectionism.
Everything will be better in the morning. It always is.